me send this to Alan so we can get started. Hey Ariel, how's it going, bro? I'm about to start this mentoring session with Alan real quick. He just has a few basic. Hey Alan, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. How's it going?
It's going. Shawn, I appreciate you setting this up for me. Um, so it's been a bit of a ride.
I bet.
Yeah. So there's obviously, I don't need to tell you, it's quite a lot of stuff to sort of review and look at. Um, so the two things that I don't want to keep you long. So I just wanted to two things that I wanted to ask you is I'm having, I guess, a bit of I'm trying to put an understanding about how all the pieces come together in terms of the trading account, the software you use to do the actual trades, and how that all comes together into one functioning piece.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. So for, I mean, depending on what you're planning on trading, do you plan on trading just Forex pairs? Or do you plan on trading indices, or is there anything?
Yeah, both of those, yes. Yes,
Gotcha.
indices and Forex, yes.
Okay, gotcha. So this is where it gets a little complicated because for me specifically, I use Forex.com as my broker. Have you signed up with a broker already, right? Or not yet?
Yeah, I have. I just got my approval for my Forex account.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I use Forex.com for my Forex trades. And then for indices, I'm assuming you're located in the US, right?
In Canada.
Oh, Canada. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So I'm not sure. I think Forex might carry indices for Canadians. I know they don't carry it for US clients, so I don't know exactly because I know we have some Canadian traders in the group, and they actually are able to trade specific indices like US 30 on Forex.com. I'm not sure if that's the case with you. You might have to look like within your application and see if it's available. But if that's the case, then you could be perfectly fine with just trading it directly on there. If not, if you're using if you're in the same situation as I am here, being based in the U.S., indices are not necessarily they're not openly available for all brokers because they require you to trade the futures, not the actual indice. So if you were to trade them here in the US, you have to use a broker that carries actual futures, not like Forex.com that only has Forex. And so in that situation, I use a different broker. I use Hugo's Way just for my personal indices trades, which is just basically US 30 and UK 100. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Hugo's Way. Have you heard of them before?
I've heard it through your chats for sure. I haven't gone in and actually checked them out yet. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So Hugo's Way, they're an unregulated broker. So I don't necessarily refer them because, I don't like to give shit information to members in K2. Even though I use them myself, this is Hugo's Way. I use them myself because I understand the risk that come with using an unregulated broker. Obviously, your money can go missing. The company can disappear since they're not US based. They can disappear in thin air if something happens. For me, I keep a small amount in my account. I keep about a couple $1,000 in the account, and I just trade US 30 on there. And then weekly or monthly, I'll make withdrawals so that I'm not keeping too much money in the account. So if the account does go missing, it's completely fine. I understand the risk. So that's what I use for US 30 only because they give high leverage. So you can trade indices with a small account size. With Forex.com, they're US regulated. So you're not able to trade very much with a small amount of money. They only give you about a 1 to 50 leverage, I believe. And the reason for that is because I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the stock market crash, like, a couple years back when a lot of people literally lost all their savings, trading. The reason for that, and then in order to prevent that from happening, the US incorporated these high regulations where they only allow you to trade X amount of money. So that in this situation, you can't lose your whole savings with one trade, right? They require you to, you can only lose about 5 to 10% before they kick you out of the trade. And they're like, hey, you need to, see what's going on with your account because you're losing a lot of money. So
yes,
that's why for Forex.com, this is why I recommend Forex.com, because I don't want people to just blow their money in like 1 or 2 trades, right? I want them to have some sort of safety net where they kick you out of the trade if you're losing too much money.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So
Okay,
yeah.
that's, so I'll look into it. So the last question that I wanted to ask you, the it's, you know, it's been a humbling experience for me growing up, because I have a learning disability. So for me, I've always, you know, sort of rely on having and using mentors and things like that to help me through. So for this piece, and trust me, it's a humbling experience as an adult, right? To have to talk about these things. But do you know, you know, in your group, do you know of other people that, I know that you do the mentoring piece, but I know you're a busy guy doing so many other things. But I wanted to ask you whether or not you knew of anybody in the group that does any mentoring, um, sort of one-on-ones on a regular basis. And again, I respect and value their time. I would pay them for that as well, right?
Yeah.
So wanted to just to sort of bring that up and see if you would know, and sort of guide me that way.
So more specifically, I mean, it depends on how much help you need. Do you need stuff like from the bare basics, like A to Z, or do you just need like, if you're familiar with the basics already, and then you know how to trade and you know what the functions are and stuff like that, then you know, I'd probably be the best option if you're already at that level. If you're at the very bare basics,
Yeah.
for the most part, I do know one person that used to actually help run K2 with me before. He actually branched off, did his own company, uh, and he can probably help you with the very bare basics. Um, but I'm not sure like how much help do you need? Do you
The
need a
the
lot of help?
basic, yeah, I would say that the, you know, the basics, just to get me through. You know, I'm a firm believer in starting off with the right baseline and platform, right, to set me up for success. So
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. So there are, I mean, there's a couple other people that can definitely help you if you want some like a very like hands-on experience where someone's holding your hand through everything. I have one person that I used to work with. We're still very close friends. I still refer people to him. That's why I'm like mentioning him, because I refer people that need the very bare basics to learn the
okay,
basics from him. And then once you learn the bare basics, you can always come back to me and I can teach you the more complex stuff, obviously, right?
yes,
So,
yes,
yeah, I can forward you his information. I don't know if his username is still Aaron K2. Let me see if I could find him on here. He pops in on the live session sometimes. Um,
okay,
but I'll definitely give him a heads up if he can just, you know, help you with the very bare basics. Because in reality, the bare basics, you know, that's probably the scariest part, just learning all the functions and learning how to do everything. But once you understand all the basics and stuff, you can always come back to me and I can teach you how to use the actual strategies and how to like analyze the markets from, you know, a full perspective, instead of
yes,
just, you know, how to like use the basic functions, like how to buy and sell, how to use
mm-hmm,
your application and stuff like that.
for
Um,
sure.
so I could definitely refer you over to Aaron. I'm not sure how much he
Thank
will
you.
charge for his mentorship, but he does
Okay,
have he has a more in-depth platform with the very bare basics. Like if you need to understand what a pip is, if you need to understand, you know, what all these functions do on TradingView. And back to your initial question. So when you have Forex.com, you can see down here that I have my, you know, Forex.com trading platform down here.
that's right.
And this is what I always recommend people do so that you can trade directly on TradingView. Obviously, it's, you know, this is a platform that we use for the most part.
Yes, yes,
You're not required to use it, but I definitely recommend it. I think it's the most updated, most modern type platform that has all the functions that you really need. Um, I initially used to trade on Thinkorswim. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like TD Ameritrade. They're one of the bigger platforms that
yes,
were around from a long time ago.
yes.
Their platform is very outdated, very old. I don't recommend anyone use them anymore unless, you know, it's absolutely necessary. But I definitely would recommend using TradingView for your platform. And this is
I
something that Aaron can help you as well.
Okay. No, I do have the trading view set up already, my tablet, because that was one of the first things, because I just sort of wanted to see what that sort of looked like. But no, that gives me, you know, some of the information definitely that I was looking for. So, um, yeah, again, I appreciate your support, Shawn, and definitely, you know, having that mentorship piece. I think that can really go a long way for me. You know, I'm trying to juggle my regular job right now, which is just extremely demanding, which is the reason why I want to get into this piece more. Just I need to get back to some quality of life for myself and my family, and this
Mm-hmm.
is the reason why I want to set myself up, the right way, so that I can, see some gains and actually live off that, right? So.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I was in the same boat. I was literally trading for, I mean, in total, I've been trading for about 10 years. But I
Wow.
became a full-time trader in March, actually. I was an attorney for a couple of years. And, same situation with you, very demanding, no quality of life, literally. Until
Yeah.
to a point where trading was able to cover my actual expense, like my actual attorney salary. So it came to a point where I just had enough and I was ready to quit. And I finally did it, and here I am now trading.
Yeah, yeah, and that's ultimately my plan, right? So, because I just, if I keep at this pace, I'm not gonna be alive in the next 5, 10 years. So it's crazy, seriously,
Yeah,
And then, you know what? It's just crazy because the way the economy is, right? If you do have a job, the companies don't care about employees. They're driving you to the ground, right? So,
exactly. They'll
uh,
cut you when they need to.
yeah,
They'll cut loose ends when they need to.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So just sort of prepare myself for that. So again, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I appreciate you setting this up for me this afternoon, Shawn. So,
Okay.
um, and I'll once I get that information, I'll reach out to Aaron, and then afterwards, I'll definitely loop back for anything else, and then start working more closely with you after that. And so,
Yeah, definitely. I'll speak with Aaron right now. I'll give him a heads up and I'll have him, reach out to you. And then he can go over, what he needs help with. I'll let him know that just the bare basics, just to get you started. And then from
hmm
there, you can work with both me and Aaron. Aaron, a lot of his strategies and a lot of his thought process, is very similar to me because I kind of taught him how to trade as well.
perfect,
He
perfect.
has his own trading style, but then he also has a lot of he grabs a lot of ideas from how I trade as well. So you're gonna
hmm
tie in both together, and then you'll go from like basics to advanced once you get to my level as well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
Mhm.
great.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah.
Thanks
So
so much, Shawn.
yeah, no problem. I'll message Aaron right now and I'll send him over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Have a good one. See
All
ya.
right.
Bye.
See ya.